Hey guys, so welcome to the first reading vlog for Battle of the Bookish. It is currently 11:14 in the morning on January 1st, so Happy New Year everybody! Hope everyone had a wonderful holiday last couple of weeks, basically. I will explain the brace in a moment. I'm gonna forewarn you guys that this is going to be a very long clip because I'm going to be doing a lot of updates in terms of things that have been happening over the last couple of weeks, because if you guys watch my Vlogmas videos, you might have noticed that I did not put a vlog out last week, and that's because I decided to take a break between Vlogmas and Battle of the Bookish because I knew I was going to be doing a lot of vlogging in the next month. So I decided to take a break, but during that break, a lot of things have been coming up. First and foremost, today I'm not going to probably be able to do much reading until this evening because I'm going to be visited by some friends who came out from California for the holidays, and we're going to basically be going to have lunch and exchanging Christmas presents and stuff like that. So I'm going to be out for most of the day, but I've been trying to get some stuff arranged beforehand so that it's all prepared for later, which first includes a couple videos I filmed yesterday. Second thing is that my first read of Battle of the Bookish is actually something that's not on my TBR, but I'm adding it in because I will be able to get points for it since I'm starting it today. And it's not necessarily going to count for like team points or anything, but because it's a large book, it'll be page points. And that is The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. I was meaning to read this in December, but I had a lot of time that went away from me because of the last couple of weeks, which I'll get into in a minute. But I didn't find the time to finish or start this at all because I was stuck on New Spring, which was the prequel. I literally finished it while at a friend's place for New Year's Eve with like 45 minutes to spare of the night before midnight hit. So I was able to get that done, and I'm going to be starting my first reread of this since I tried reading this a few years ago and just was really lost with a lot of it. So I'm very excited to dive back into this fully. So now if you would like to skip ahead, there's going to be a lot of personal updates that some of you guys might not necessarily be as interested in, but you know, if you would like to skip ahead, I will leave the time here that you guys can skip to. First of all, let's talk about the brace because that's quite apparent. So I basically developed tendonitis in my wrist from doing all that diamond painting. I just aggravated my wrist super bad between that and having to work and various other things because I'm a very hands-on person when it comes to a lot of stuff that I do. So I basically just really aggravated the tendons in my wrist, and I've been wearing this brace off and on for the last couple of days. It's been actually doing pretty okay. I can still bend it and everything, but if I bend too much or use it too much, or kind of just use my hand in a certain way to pick something up, it just tweaks it and it hurts. The pain more so now is coming up through the middle of my hand. It was just centered around like the band of my wrist, but now it's kind of moving up toward my fingers. So I think I aggravated it a little bit more yesterday because I was doing some organizing of my bookshelf, because as you can see, I've got stacks here that are books I do not have room for on my shelves. Like, I've got to that point where I no longer have room on my shelves for my books. If I had the stuff that was here that was mine and my husband's off of this shelf, I would have room for them. But the thing is that he has a space on this bookshelf, and then we have a spot for games and stuff. So I probably could move his stuff over and get the games out of here and put them somewhere else, but I don't know where right now, so they're just kind of sitting there. Yeah, so I've got these books here, and so I was reorganizing my bookshelf from some books I got for Christmas and stuff like that, and then I had bought myself before going on my book buying ban that was going to be starting today up to my birthday, and I just had basically aggravated it a little bit too much. So it's a little sore today, but I should be okay as long as I keep the brace on. Second thing is that a couple days ago on the 30th, I did get my COVID booster shot, and I had filmed originally a clip yesterday of me talking about everything, but yesterday during New Year's Eve, I was not okay. I was very tired and very achy. My body hurt so bad, specifically my joints, in the earlier part of the day, and then by the time I got around to evening, I was fine. Fortunately, I went to take a nap about partway through the afternoon, and when I had woken up, I slept for maybe like an hour and a half at most, and when I woke up, I found out Betty White had passed away yesterday, which was very hard-hitting for me. It was very similar to how I felt with Robin Williams passing, where I was shocked, but I was also just devastated because of the lack of comedy that was going to be in the world because of the loss of Robin Williams and now Betty White. I basically just want to say that I'm sorry to those of you that are hurting as well. She was a very, very well-loved comedian. I absolutely adored Golden Girl. She's definitely someone who's going to be missed, and I just feel for all of you guys who are also hurting with this, and I would really like to also, you know, extend my healing prayers to the family, because I'm sure this was a really, really hard thing to happen. It seems like it kind of happened out of the blue because everybody was so excited the fact that she was going to be turning 100 here in January, but unfortunately we did not get the luxury of being able to see that. And my thought is that she must have been suffering for some time, and I really hope that you know, the family's able to heal despite that, because it's very hard to lose a family member. And sometimes for us as people who are like fans of celebrities like that, it's hard for us to lose somebody that we admire and that we really come to love through their content. And it's not like from a selfish perspective where like, oh, I'm just never going to be able to see anything from them again. It's more of the fact that they're not able to share that stuff that they have inside of them with other people. With that being said, unfortunately, speaking of death, I do have some really unfortunate news that is probably going to be affecting some videos here in the next week. Probably next week's vlog is going to be a little sad. If you guys are not aware, you've seen their cage plenty of times in my vlogs, but some of you may know that Robert and I have had a pair of female rats for about 2.5 years now. They were originally a pair of rats that we had given to a friend of ours as a kind of gift, because they were cheap to adopt from the animal shelter, and our friend had wanted originally to take care of rats. He wanted to have a pair of rats to take care of because he was a little lonely. Or he had met his girlfriend, he was very lonely and wanted something to take care of, but a dog was a little bit too much for him. And especially when this friend had moved in with us for some time, having a dog wasn't a possibility. The rats were really the only thing we could have. And eventually, after some time, this friend then decided he didn't want to take care of the rats anymore, and he asked if Robert and I would be willing to take care of them. And we had already been, you know, giving them food and water and playing with them, because we did see them as part of the family, just like you would with a dog or a cat. And so we had grown very attached to these girls, and so we decided to take care of them and have been taking care of them for a long time now. They don't live very long. The average lifespan of any domesticated rat is about 3 years. And a lot of times around the 2.5 year mark, they will start to develop tumors. They can be any kind of tumors. And back in the summer, we had realized that one of our girls, she had developed a fatty tumor that basically grew very quickly over the span of a couple of months. It is now at the point where it is about as big as she is. It's not that she's not able to cope with it in a sense, but it definitely makes her very uncomfortable. And it is not pretty. It is all kinds of disgusting to look at, and it definitely is uncomfortable in a lot of ways. And it's so funny because you would like interact with this girl, this little rat, and she would act as if nothing in the world was wrong, but you could also tell that she's suffering. And then a couple months ago, after we moved into this house, we realized that not only did our other rat have a small tumor that was developing, but we had known for several months that she had developed kind of a respiratory problem, and medicine was not really seeming to help. Over the summer, we had given her respiratory medicine, and it didn't help at all. And so she's been suffering with this kind of wheezing. Which is another thing that rats are very common to get, is like a respiratory infection. Because the last couple of months they've been very uncomfortable, they've been just not doing very well despite how energetic and happy they seem. Because they're coming up to the end of their lifespan as it is, Robert and I decided it was best to put them down. It was actually supposed to happen last week, but unfortunately this past Tuesday, Robert had slipped and fell at work, and his back was not doing super well for about a day. He basically just slipped and fell and kind of jarred up his back a little bit, and it's fine now. But Wednesday he was in a lot of pain, and he was supposed to go Wednesday to take the girls to be put down while I was working, and he was unable to because he was in a lot of pain. So we decided to wait until this coming Wednesday. It's really hard to think about the fact that these girls are going to go, because in light of their passing, their upcoming passing, Robert and I had been talking for years about getting a dog. And for Christmas, he surprised me with the fact that we were going to adopt a dog. And the thing is that I am really excited to have a dog. Do not get me wrong. It probably won't happen for a few weeks after we have the girls put down, because we gotta take some time to find the time to go go see the dogs at the shelter, and we have to talk to our landlord to figure out what exactly we can get. So it's gonna take some time, but a really bittersweet thing. And any of you who, you know, have lost animals, like pets, stuff like that, you might relate to this. But you know, there's something to be said about, you know, wanting the quality of life to be better than the quantity, where it's not always how long something lives, but how they live. And that's kind of what I've been trying to remind myself with losing my girls, because like I said, they act as if nothing's wrong. They are still super energetic and playful and loving. Like, every time we go into the office and they're awake, they come right up to the cage and are so happy to see us. They give us kisses. They want to climb all around us. They genuinely seem as if nothing is wrong. But at the same time, you can see how uncomfortable they are. And they're not happy. And they're not okay. But they act as if nothing's wrong to, like, you know, make mom and dad feel like they're okay. Which is so funny, because humans do the same exact thing. It's so bittersweet, because I know that this is what's best for them, to give them the ability to kind of go out on more of a high than just find them dead in their cage one day. And I think that is what would kill me more, is if I went into my office one day, just found one or both of them dead. And I've lost 2 dogs in the past, my childhood pets, and neither one was very easy to deal with. One we had to have put down, the other one passed away, not necessarily suddenly, but she just passed away in her sleep. And I wasn't even home for that second one. My sister was the one who found her. It was really, really hard. Please excuse me, because I'm probably gonna be crying. And I can't put myself or my husband through the possibility of finding our girls just gone one day. It would not be fair to us, and it would not be fair to them. Because it almost would be as if, like, they died alone. And I'm not okay with that. I would much rather, if they are to go, for them to go and feel that they're loved by having my husband be with them, because I can't go while I work. I have to be at work. I can't not do that. I would much rather my husband go and take care of them and let them go, knowing that they're loved. And so we've been spoiling them like crazy, and giving them all kinds of treats and making them feel good, and trying to just, you know, let them know how loved they are, because they're so loved. I love those girls so much. And these were the first rats I ever owned. I never owned rats my whole life. And so it was definitely a new experience for me, knowing how to have rats. And Robert and I have talked about in the future maybe getting more, but for the time being, a dog is what we've been talking about for years. And so, like I said, sometime after the girls are gone, we'll be getting a dog. And then the cage that they have, we're going to be donating, because we're not going to be having rats for some time. I think that this is just, losing them is just really hard. And I don't know if Robert really wants to have another rat, because of the pain that it's putting us both through to lose them, because they don't have a very long lifespan and you get very attached very quickly. I'm doing okay otherwise. What else has happened? Oh, so speaking of my office, my desk in my office basically collapsed on Wednesday. that was interesting. I don't know what exactly happened. It just completely fell apart. Quite literally, practically on my lap, it fell apart. So I've basically, in a sense, transitioned myself up here to my library in Robert's space to have my office so that I have space to work and to be able to be comfortable. So until we can get, I think, our old desk built back up, that's where I'm going to be. I do plan on eventually, I did get a new webcam this past week, and so I've been really excited to get started with that. So my first stream was going to be this coming Tuesday, but now that the desk has fallen apart, I don't know whether that's going to happen. It's going to depend on whether or not I can get Robert to build that desk. Just be aware next week's vlog, because this is just going to be the weekend reading vlog for the 1st and the 2nd. And then there'll be a vlog for Monday through Sunday for the rest of the month kind of thing, like I normally do vlogs. But just be aware that next week's vlog is going to probably be really hard. There's going to be at least a day that is going to be very teary, very upsetting, stuff like that. So anyway, I'm getting a lot of notifications from my laptop and my phone because we've got tons of people asking questions and stuff about for the readathon, which that's going super well so far. We've already got people who've sent in prompts and stuff and points for the Greek team. I'm gonna get a video quickly started to render so that it's ready for me to edit later, and it's gonna be my December wrap up, which should be up tonight, when like the day I'm filming this, so hopefully I'll get it out. Then I have to also edit a couple other videos tomorrow, and I have Monday off from work, so that's nice. That means I have another day to be able to get a bunch of stuff done. So tomorrow I think I'm going to end up doing a lot of editing and probably reading because I don't really want to do too much else. I do want to start though getting through some other stuff in the next like several days. Like I want to get my next diamond painting started. I want to go through and start cataloging my library and a bunch of other stuff. Like I really want to get started with stuff. And today I also want to watch, I want to get started with watching my Marvel movies because I want to go back and watch all of the Marvel movies like in order. I think that it is possible I can push off what I want to watch till tomorrow maybe, because I'll probably watch it while doing some stuff while Robert's at work. But yeah, anyway, I got a lot of stuff planned, so we'll talk about more about that stuff later, but I apologize for how long this clip was. I will talk to all of you guys later after we have hung out with our friends. Hey guys, so it's about 5:15 in the evening on Sunday. I have not done a heck of a lot of reading. I did a little bit yesterday. I got through the first 30 pages of Eye of the World and then proceeded to go through and tab up about my page goal for every day with this, because although it's technically, like, it wasn't a part of my TBR before, it's going to be now. And I think I can basically just adjust everything that I'm reading once I get this done. Anyway, that's beside the point. But I haven't done any reading yet today because I've been busy with getting a lot of other stuff done. What did I do today? I basically went around with my incense and cleansed my house because I needed to. I needed to do that for the beginning of the year. I also updated my library spreadsheet. I got the first set of authors I wanted to get done on there, which was authors with last names A through D. Tabbed up the rest of New Spring that I wanted to with all of the world building aspects in it, and used up all of my purple tabs, so I have no purple tabs left, which kind of sucks. I got my webcam set up on my desk, so it is functioning. I hope that the rest of my desk can stay. My husband has said he will try to get our old desk, which is currently in the garage, set up, so I might see if he can do that for me tonight after he gets home, because I would much rather have a more stable desk than the one I have, because quite honestly, even setting up my webcam, I was very nervous that it was going to completely fall apart, and I don't want my monitors to break. My monitors are really important, and I don't want them to collapse, because I very nearly could have lost my work laptop in the destruction that happened with my desk last week. So I'm also currently watching Princess's reading sprints for today, or just sprints in general. I'm going to be trying this month, and you know, obviously for the rest of the year, to whenever she's doing her sprints, which are usually on Sundays, to get involved with them to do either reading or productivity stuff. During her sprints, I basically did the spreadsheet cataloging of my books, and I'm gonna actually be working on my writing for today because I haven't been writing at all because I was trying to give my wrist a bit of a break, but my wrist is actually almost back to normal and it's not bothering me too much yet. This evening, after I get dinner finished up, I'm gonna spend the rest of the evening working on The Eye of the World, so I will get it read tonight. My goal is I would like to get to page 200 and what did I tap it to? 200, oh goodness, 42. So that would be chapter 16. Is it possible for me to get there? Yes. Am I going to be staying up pretty late tonight to be able to do it? Possibly. But I also don't have to work tomorrow because tomorrow I have the day off because since New Year's Day was on a weekend, my work gave us the Monday after off so that we actually had the paid holiday off. So if I stay up late tonight to read this, it's fine because I don't have to work tomorrow anyway. So we are good. And anything that I don't get done today, like I wanted to basically do a little bit of studying for my practice, which if you guys don't know, I am a practicing witch and I've been putting off a lot of my work because I've been a little too overwhelmed and I'm getting in a basically groove again to where I can actually get back involved with that, but I would like to do some studying today for that. And then the other thing I want to do is try to work on my diamond painting that I have currently. But if I can't get those two things done today, I'll just shove them off till tomorrow because it's not too much for me to just say we're not going to do it today. Anyway, I'm going to get started with writing today, and we're working on the third chapter for one of my characters, which is a brand new chapter. I haven't worked on this at all since like October, so this is going to be really, really strange for me, but I'm really excited because this is basically redoing my entire book, and I feel so much more confident with where my notes are with this, so let's just get about 30 minutes worth of sprinting done. Well, hello there, everybody. Good late morning. It is 11:23 on Monday, and I have not closed out this vlog because yesterday ended up being quite busy. So yeah, I ended up actually hosting reading sprints on the Discord for Battle of the Bookish with some of the participants, and we did about 4 hours worth of sprints in the evening before I went to bed, and I managed to read 140 pages worth of The Eye of the World through those sprints. So I'm currently on page 170, and so far I really like it. It's definitely like one of those books where, like a lot of other high fantasies, it's very slow to start, and we're really just getting into the kind of journey that The Eye of the World goes on, like I kind of remember. The one thing I'm noticing though is that I really don't remember anything from the first time I read this, and that is because, like I said before, I didn't really feel like I paid much attention to the audiobook the first time I listened to it a couple years ago. So I am definitely getting a lot more out of this than I had originally remembered. Basically, we have this kid named Randall Thor. He's about 20 years old by this time, and his village is attacked by these things called Trollocs, which are basically like, I would say they're a cross of like pig or like warthog and wolf. Like there's some kind of very orcish like kind of creatures, if you will. These Trollocs come by and basically destroy his town and nearly kill Rand's father. And what they find out through Moraine and Lan, who we meet in New Spring, that come in as visitors to this place called Two Rivers, Rand finds out that not only is he able to see this very mysterious dark figure, but two other people, two of his best friends growing up, are the only other people able to see this dark figure that had kind of come through the town before these Trollocs came by. And they believe that these Trollocs were somehow employed by this dark figure, and they are after Rand, his friends Matt, and his friend Perrin. So essentially, Moraine and Lan tell them that the three of them have to leave their town in order to keep it from any more harm and head off to safety. So far, really like it. I am just under a quarter of the way through the book, and I will be getting through more of it this coming week. So my hope is that this next week I'll be able to get through this in a few days. I have today, Monday, off, but I'm going to be closing out this vlog so I can start the full week vlog for this week. But yeah, really liking this so far, and I hope that the first couple of days of Battle of the Bookish, for those of you that are participating, has been going well. And just keep in mind, again, like I said, that this next week might be a little harder for me because on Wednesday I am going to be losing my rats. So it is entirely possible that I will either be crying and or not have any footage for a couple of days for next week, just depending on how exactly I'm feeling. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me in this video. If you guys did enjoy it, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you'd like to be and would like to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that button down below and subscribe to become an owlet in our flock. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.